got to be prepared for the bus. You think it's going to happen overnight? Do not believe the Instagram hype.
Okay.
Everybody is not rich. They're lying. It's not true. Like, they got PPP loans, okay? Like, it is hard creating what you're supposed to be aligned in. It is scary.
Attention, all my creatives. I don't care what kind of creative you are. I need you to listen to me very closely, all right? Or maybe you're just trying to connect with some creatives. I need you to remember this name, Maker's Gym. You guys, Maker's Gym is a new creative co-working concept, the dopest I have ever seen in my life. No exaggeration. Look, it gives its members access to state-of-the-art production studios, production equipment. You get training and educational classes. You get vast co-working amenities, and even better than that, a network of up-and-coming talent and businesses. So make sure you look them up, Maker's Gym. I won't create anywhere else. Check them out, y'all. Welcome to The Dash. You know, The Dash is that tiny line between your life start date and end date. It's your story, chapters in your book, your journey. Get ready for real conversations with real people telling real stories about the realities of failure, setbacks, and success. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. We're rolling. Let's go. The Dash in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so today's guest is a boss. Hence her company, Boss Women Media. Miss Marty McDonald, the founder of Boss Women Media. Marty, you have done some amazing things. You have literally built a tribe of women from the ground up, is what people don't understand. You have built this brand, Boss Women Media, in 3 years, over 150,000 women. And we're talking about corporate queens. We're talking about side hustlers. We're talking about celebrities. Like, you have a little bit of it all, like a plethora of women. So, first of all, thank you for being here today. Y'all, Marty came in here with her computer and she's like, I got a meeting I got to get to after this. So let's go ahead and record. So let's talk about Boss Women Media. Let's talk about what it is first. What is Boss Women Media?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on, Jade. So Boss Women Media is an offline, online women's empowerment community and media company. We create experiences through the lens of brands that are looking to connect with African-American women. I like to call myself now, we are not just an events company. We are a storytelling programming organization that's really changing the narrative of possibility for other women. You can't be what you can never see. And so we are putting on the forefront the stories of women who have paved the way, who have done the damn thing, to other women who can see themselves through those women because they look like those women and they know because she did, I can also.
Absolutely. So not only do you guys provide the inspiration, there's a lot of education involved in it too. You have a portal or a platform on your website alone where, I mean, women can log onto this to learn how to write business plans, learn how to monetize their, it's like a one-stop shop, literally.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We're re-rolling it out this winter, spring, and it is what we call Boss Connectors. It's our membership program where we give stories and the how of women who have done it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a woman in corporate America that's trying to figure out how to negotiate her salary, to a woman who is a startup hustler. I don't know if you guys seen, but it's been a lot of controversy around a recruiter that put out a tweet yesterday that said, the job was paying $130,000. The girl only asked for $85,000. I just let her take the $85,000 because I wasn't going to help her out. Well, first of all, you are a woman in a place of position to share information and to educate. You've been put in that role. It is your responsibility to lift as we rise. And so on our membership portal, you can find tools and tips on how you can negotiate your salary, how you increase your prices as an entrepreneur, and how you take your brand to the next level by branding yourself. I mean, there's a little bit of everything on there. It's really a 360 approach to everything, creating the career of your dreams.
So before we get into how you came up with the vision for Boss Women Media, I do have to say, it's funny when people are starting businesses, especially women, we're starting businesses, we think all we have to have is a product. So the confusion comes into place. Why isn't my business growing? Why am I not able to scale? How do I get the attention of, influencers? And that's what I appreciate about Boss Women. I've been following you guys for several years. I've hosted events for you all, and I see that it literally is that hands-on approach where, I guess you can go from, like you did, 0 to 100, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that we haven't been taught. And yeah, true enough, you could Google it, you could YouTube it, you can do all this kind of stuff, but you don't know if that is legitimate information.
Right.
You don't know about those resources, right? So I have watched you all take the hands of other Black women businesses and help them grow their businesses, which most people talk about it, but y'all about their life.
Well, I think the interesting part is people say, I can YouTube, but yes, you can do all of that. But here's the deeper part of the whole premise of that. Is it's a woman that's going to look like you, who may have a story that's similar to yours, that may be a college dropout, that may grew up in the hood, that may have been a valedictorian. Whatever your story is, you get to see it through someone who looks like you. The reason why Black women are, the smallest ranking in terms of profitable entrepreneurs is because so often we don't get to see it. I love what you're doing with the podcast, and you're showcasing these stories of people so that our community can see it, right? But on the flip side, there's something interesting happening in our community. We are leveling up. Yeah. We are educating ourselves. And we are saying that it is our time. This is our moment right now. And so Boss Woman Media is just a part of the moment that's happening.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the story. This is what the dash is all about. That little bitty line between our beginning date and our end date is our story. Mm-hmm. And you have a pretty significant story because you started Boss Woman Media literally by yourself in your living room as a business. Let's talk about that a little bit because you were in corporate America and you were making some good money, sis.
Yeah. I was in corporate America. I worked in corporate America for 11 years. My background is brand and innovation, product innovation specifically. But I was just saying this to someone earlier today on a pitch call. I said, the reason why I didn't stay in corporate America is because if there had been a woman in leadership that looked like me but was happy, had integrity, and I could see having a family and flourishing through her, then I would have stayed because that's what the world told me success was.
Yes.
But because I didn't see that, I didn't see a Black woman happy and thriving and joyful and married and with a family. I didn't see that for my pathway. So I didn't know it was even possible. And so as I was sitting at my cube one day, I thought, there is absolutely no way that this is what my story is going to be. There has to be more. And oh, by the way, there has to be other women who are experiencing this. I got to go find them. I got to go rally them together. We got to connect and we got to figure out how we're going to level up our careers.
So how do you decide to make the leap? Because you ended up leaving you ended up leaving corporate America to launch Boss Women. Girl, I'm still flabbergasted. Like, how does one decide? I hate to put your business out there, but you were not making a small salary. You were in the six figures.
Yeah. Well, I had been working on Boss Women for 2 years prior to me even thinking about leaving.
Okay.
And I had built a community. I remember my first event. It had 25 women there. And when I think about the 25 versus where we are now and how I've had 58,000 people register for an event that I just last hosted, I think about the growth, the momentum, the readiness, the preparedness, all of it has encompassed so much along this journey. But I also know that I wanted to bet on myself. So often we're afraid to just live life.
Yeah, it's true.
We're afraid to just go after what we want. We're afraid to believe in what God has for us. And man, being an entrepreneur will teach you some things. It will humble you. It will make you be appreciative of your paycheck. It will, it'll make you appreciate those extra $5 that you have,
I know that's right.
And so I just believe that God wants more for all of us. Yeah. But I had to go be the living proof of the more that I know God had for my life. And so I just betted on myself. I put it all in. Mm-hmm. I jumped all in, all faith in, and I quit my corporate gig and I created this community and space for women.
You haven't turned back?
No.
Any regrets?
The biggest regret that I do have is not believing in myself from the beginning.
Sooner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in corporate America, I let that space just suck the life out of me because of what somebody's opinion of who I was supposed to be. I remember my first yes. I went to a conference in LA. I met the CEO of this brand called Sugarfina. And I had just read this Nielsen data report called Black Girl Magic is Real. And it talked about the buying power and behavior. Black women would be the highest spending consumer by 2021. We have outpaced that. And she talked about how her company created these taboo gummy bears. And I thought she should create a gummy bear called Black Girl Magic.
And Sugarfina is not Black owned?
It's not Black owned.
Okay.
And they had a CEO who came from Barbie, actually, Mattel.
Wow, okay.
And she created this like candy store experience. And so I went up to her at the end of the panel she was on and I said, hey, have you ever heard of Black Girl Magic? When I was in corporate America, saying the word Black Girl Magic was so taboo, right? Yeah. And so the fact that I had the confidence to do that, right? That was me overcoming a barrier that had been put in place of what I was not supposed to say. I'm a Black woman.
Yeah.
Why can't I say who we are? And so, and then I began to really storytell with her about the power of Black women. And so, long story short, I was able to pitch her. She approved a 5-city tour called Black Girl Magic. It was really the turning point for Boss Women Media. Because we went on a 5-city tour, and it allowed me to get data. It allowed me to be a national brand. It allowed me to connect with my audience. It allowed me to showcase to sponsors what I could do. But it was her one yes that changed the trajectory of my purpose.
Yeah. Wow. And I say this all the time. It literally only takes one. We are trying to save the world. It takes one idea, takes one yes for you to really walk in purpose. And I think that's why you love what you do, because this was your purpose. This is why you were put here on this earth.
Yes. And I believe that so often what happens is when we think that it's a no, we think then that's not what we're supposed to do. But sometimes the no is God protecting us. Mm-hmm. Right? God is protecting us from the no of the moment, right? But I also know that while God is protecting us and while we have to get prepared, there are going to be moments that happen that we have to be prepared to get on the bus, right? Mm-hmm. And so my career as an entrepreneur, and for anybody out there who's just really thinking about how do I take my entrepreneurship or my career to the next level, I'm constantly preparing for the bus. The bus is my faith. I know that the bus is going to come. That bus may not always be my bus, but I'm not walking to the bus. Hello? I'm running to the bus. Mm-hmm. Every time the bus comes at that bus stop, I'm running to the bus. If I don't catch the bus, protection from God. Because that wasn't my bus to catch. But I'm going to constantly be in motion, prepared for the bus. And so often that's how you have to be. You got to be prepared for the bus. You think it's going to happen overnight? Do not believe the Instagram hype. Okay. Everybody is not rich. They're lying. It's not true. Like, they got PPP loans, okay? Like, it is hard creating what you're supposed to be aligned in. It is scary being in alignment with it and taking the leap forward, but it is so worth it if you can just figure out how to do it and navigate it.
How do you handle the no's? Because the no's can be discouraging, I'm sure.
Oh, no, listen, the no's fuck with you, okay? Like, the no's will make you feel like am I on my right pathway? A couple of weeks ago, I had a brand that I was connecting with, and they were like, well, we don't think we're going to do that anymore. I mean, like, my heart stopped and sank. I was like, what? Why would you not do what? And then I had to go back to the proven data to show to them why this works. Who they said they wanted to be in community with, who they said they wanted to make impact with. So it's how do you pivot in the no, right? Like that's the thing that I've taken from the no's. I pivot well in the no. You can say no, girl, I'm going to make you believe how while you said no, it is supposed to be yes. And if you come back and say no, that your no is just for now. I think of no as next opportunity. Amen. That is my acronym for no. So your no is just, I'm parking it. Because better believe I'm going to hit you up. I got a list of people who have said no to me that are on my radar for Q1 because I'm like, you said no then, but you see how I'm popping now? Let me come back to you.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you for more this time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You should have taken it when I was cheaper. Exactly. The price has gone up, like Fat Joe said.
Yesterday's price and today's price.
Exactly. Okay, so there's somebody out there that wants to build a brand. There's somebody out there that has a vision right now. Give them some keys to building a brand from the ground up. And one thing I love about you, Marty, you're going to keep it real because it's not easy. You said a lot of people think if I get my own thing and I'm going to be able to sleep in when I want.
Oh, hell no. That's not what you might as well go and get you a 9 to 5.
Exactly.
You be up worrying that night. Talking about, is this paycheck going to come through? When building a brand, this is jewels, and this cost me thousands of dollars to get. But I'm going to share it because I believe in that. Yeah. The first thing that you have to do, besides building a brand and understanding what your brand is, you got to get a morning routine together. You got to wake up and you got to be in commune and devotion with whoever you commune with. For me, it is Jesus, okay? That's who I believe. Yes. It is God. And so I connect with him in a devotion. I connect with him and listen to what he has to say for me in my life. Am I on the right pathway? Am I spending the right energy on the things I'm supposed to be spending energy on? And do I have clarity from him on it? Then after I do that, that's me pouring into a higher source. Then I start to visualize what that looks like. What does that feel like? What does my day look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? And who's around me? I visualize those moments as my morning mindset. And so that helps me prepare. Right now, I'm launching and developing a whole new brand called Elle Olivia, which is a children's brand, a Black little girl's children's brand. I am having to start from the ground up all over again. And so I had to understand who I was talking to, why I was talking to them. What did my brand look like? What did it feel like? What does it sound like? And all of that is good. But the biggest thing that I have to keep on my compass is what is my end goal. If I stay focused on my end goal, I won't get discouraged when things don't go right. When things do go right, I won't stay in the moment of just that right now because I understand what I'm moving and working towards. And so if someone's out there and you're starting a new brand and you have this new big idea, get centered with what you're supposed to be doing, who it's impacting, why are you impacting them, and what is your end goal for that thing.
Y'all see why I love Marty? Marty, look, there's so much I want to talk to you about, but what you're going to have to promise is to come back on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Because when you come back the next time, we want to talk about your new brand. We want to talk about, one thing that you do, and I want to make sure that we mention this. You get Black women financing.
Yes.
Can you share with everybody how much in dollars have you given to Black women businesses over the last few years?
Yeah. So I always preface this with somebody wrote me a check that changed my life. And my check was only $500. It was that $500 that said yes, that made me believe if I got 5, I can get 5,000. If I can get 5,000, I can get 25,000. Then I got to thinking, wait a minute, somebody gave me $25,000. Well, somebody can give me $100,000. If somebody gave me $100,000, I'm on my way to getting $1 million.
Oh no, I have been a part of Marty's masterminds and seen your vision board. You were like, this year, 1.5 million. I'm like, let me change my number over here. This little old 10K. I'm trying.
And so we are dedicated. Last year we gave out $200,000 to Black women-owned businesses. This year we're going to give out $500,000. We have launched a program called Boss Business Showers. Everybody, throws a bridal shower or a baby shower to your homegirl, to your cousin who has a baby or is about to get booed up. We are doing that for women. We are normalizing throwing showers for women who have started businesses.
Love it.
So that people have resources, tools, and fundings to thrive in this new venture of starting this new baby.
All right, so tell everybody, how can they get connected to your tribe? How can they get all this information, these resources? How can they learn how to scale their business and marketing and all of these amazing things that Boss Women Media has to offer?
So you can follow us on Insta at Boss Women Media. You can go to our website, bosswomen.org. Sign up for Boss Connectors. It's only $95 a year to be a part of the membership program. And in that program, you have access to the $500K that we're giving away in 2022. You don't want to miss out on it.
Now, I will say this. 2022 is the year that people have to start investing in themselves. Yes. $99 for the year is a very small fee.
Very.
For all the information that you have to offer on there. And I didn't even get to name drop, girl. There's so much. I mean, you've had Megan Good. You've had
Yara Shahidi,
who I absolutely love. I mean, you've had some boss
Laturi Naughton, yes, so many.
Girl. Angela Simmons. I mean, like the list goes on and on. Angela Rye was a part of one of your events. I mean, you've had a lot of different people that have come in because people believe in your brand. Yeah, and I just want everybody to know, Marty, like you really, it's true. You don't just talk about it. You're really about it. If there's one person that I know on the face of this earth that really wants to build Black women sincerely with nothing in return, it honestly truly is you.
I appreciate that.
So thank you for your service to our community. Thank you for your service to Black women. Just thank you for being who you are and walking in your purpose, because the world needs more Martys.
I appreciate that.
So go do your thing, girl. I'm so proud of you. Y'all make sure you stay connected. Give me the website one more time.
Bosswomen.org.
Okay, you got to come back though, okay?
Absolutely.
We got to find out. It's a lot more I got to ask you, girl.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support. Make sure you subscribe to the Dash Podcast YouTube channel. Also, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. And feel free to share with some family and friends. Thanks, guys.